So here's a little side tip that's been a lot more helpful than I expected initially. You can actually download the target language onto your phone and then immediately begin typing in that language using the keyboard. And you just let autocorrect guide you. Sounds pretty simple, but here's where it's powerful. And these are the situations where it's actually helped me. So while reviewing my flashcards, ta da! I noticed that I'd actually missed a letter or two. It was actually one letter, but it made a big difference in one of the phrases that I wrote by hand. And when I read my gut instinct just told me something was missing. And also when I spoke it aloud and read the pronunciation notes beneath it, I realized that indeed there was a letter missing. So I typed it out on my phone. In this case, I hopped onto Google Translate app on my phone using the keyboard for that language, in this case, Greek, but this applies to everything. Okay. And actually, autocorrect actually said, no, bro, this. And it helped me. So not only did that occur, but what's cool is it let me double check my own work without switching back into English. So rather than being like, oh, looking at the target language and saying, oh, something's wrong here, I'm totally lost, I'm just going to flip the card and look at English and then type into translate the English word and let it spit back out the target language. I said, no, I stayed in the Greek zone, in the target language zone, even for just a moment. And I typed the word in Greek and translated it back to English so that I could figure out A, that I was typing it correctly, and B, well, really, I just wanted to type it in and listen to the pronunciation. And I wanted to make sure I was typing it correctly. So that's how I did that. Instead of going, oh my God, something's wrong, and then using English as my crutch, I said, no, 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 no. Let's just go ahead and type this in Greek for once. And yeah, and it gave me a little voila moment. So basically, the idea is that you want to live in the target language as much as possible, even in very small doses at the beginning. Those little moments will add up quickly. Okay. Another thing also happened that made me kind of laugh a little bit. I realized on one of the cards I had completely forgotten to write the pronunciation at all. This is actually the case in which I wanted to hear the pronunciation. Apparently, when I made the card, I just totally skipped it. So instead of again flipping the card over to the English version, typing that into the translator and working backwards, I decided yet again, no, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to use my new language's characters and keyboard. Also, looking at the letters arranged on a keyboard and starting to select them and writing out the word is like a huge brain moment too, because you're actually beginning to, you're selecting the sounds, you're looking at the letters and saying, okay, these are the sounds that I want to create. But you're also just like learning how to use a keyboard, which is doubly powerful. So that's when, well, I'm actually doing this right now. I already did it. So I typed it in with the Greek text, and then I just clicked to listen to it. And then I used that to write my special pronunciation notes. And so again, you're staying in the world of the target language. You're not relying on English as the bridge, as the crutch as much. We're doing that now because we're memorizing stuff. Don't worry about that. Okay. I use the target language where possible to navigate the answer. That might sound kind of subtle, but it is a very small mind shit shift that rewires your brain to immediately begin thinking in the language instead of constantly translating from your native one. And again, don't overlook the fact that typing in that new alphabet is another form of practice. You're actually bringing back writing into the process yet again. So, first we did it when we wrote the cards and made the cards. And now we're doing it again when we're like, oh, I made an error. So, you might think, like, oh no, I made an error. That's awful. No, it's an experience, it's a learning experience, it's a chance to utilize the target language and figure out what you did wrong. So, yes, to that point, typing in the new alphabet again is another form of practice, just like handwriting the cards. You see how the words are built, you see what the characters are creating. You're also memorizing things in that process. It also helps to see the script on a screen and in different fonts and different apps, different platforms, and that kind of thing. Uh, because different fonts are going to look different. Your handwriting may look very different from the typed version of that language. So typing it out and making mistakes and having autocorrect slap you on the hand, that's all going to help reinforce what you're learning. And another thing is don't worry if you're writing longer and more formal phrases in the beginning. If you got a friend that's kind of coaching you and they're like, "Hey, we don't really say you're a good friend with the word you. We just drop it off." Okay, cool. That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. But early on, I want that full sentence. I want to have those pronouns. I want to have every little piece that I can for now. Maybe perhaps not if it's a very long sentence, but right now in this early phase, we're not doing this because this is day 3 into our learning experience. So every time you write a sentence, you're reinforcing the sentence structure, the vocabulary, the syntax, everything. Later, yes, you can trim it down and sound cooler, sound more natural. But for right now, more input equals more power. You want to load your brain up with as many cards, and indeed load the cards up with as many useful words and patterns as you can right now. So again, the very act of typing is still writing, just with very different muscles. So you're practicing how the characters feel under your fingers. You're training your brain to recognize what looks right versus what looks wrong. It's just another way to build another connection to the words and the phrases that you're memorizing in the target language. Mental, visual, physical connections. So yeah, so obviously I try to avoid the phone. That's why I get on the paper to begin with. I get on the flashcards. But using your phone as a tool when warranted doesn't mean it's necessarily always a distraction. It can be a very powerful tool if you use it with intention. So add the target language keyboard, play with typing things out a little, mostly when you need to, or if you're just feeling like you want to play around, great. If you want to do extra stuff, do the extra stuff, but that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm not trying to give you extra homework on top of what you're already doing. So if you use it with intention, it's very powerful. Type things out, let yourself interact with the language in as many ways as possible. Every tiny little action, every moment you spend in the target language will help build fluency, is going to help propel you forward. So that's all for day 3. Oh, day 3 update. I just got all the way through the deck of cards. Yes, it's the first time I've gotten all the way through the deck of cards in the first 3 days, but we're just getting started. So there's another little like mindset for you. Like don't punish yourself. There's about 40 cards here, and yeah, I just now got through them all the way on day 3. Day 1, the whole damn day was spent making these cards. Day 2, I started thumbing through them. Day 3, I got through them, and if you can see on the camera, that's about a 30% success rate of the phase one of the memorization process, which is looking at the target language and remembering what it means in your language, which is a lot easier than the backside is going to be. We're not getting there yet. We got to keep playing with this side first, and then we're going to get to that. So, about a 30% success rate right off the bat. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. So, anyway, that is my day three update and just more things that I'm going through right now, more tools that I'm using that are, again, free, and just ways that you can engage yourself more right off the bat. So, that's it for today. Y'all, I wish you success and keep rocking and rolling. Also, a quick update. Uh, Now that it is day three still, and I have completely gotten through my initial stack of cards with a 30% success rate, I am immediately taking the yes pile, the success pile, and I'm immediately going to try to run back through and see what I can remember on the inverse side, the second aspect, the second phase of the memorization process, which is to look at your language and remember not only how to say the word, but how it's spelled. So I'm going to immediately do that and just run through it. And I've already had a couple where, like, no, I didn't remember the entire sentence, but yes, I remember a couple words right off the bat or a little piece of the sentence, which is, again, it's just going to get you excited. It's just going to go, you're going to say, wow, this is working. And you're going to take that excitement and immediately begin building off of it. So that's it, guys, for day three. And we'll see you on the flip side.